just happened. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. My neighbors compete to see who can put up more blinding lights. The kids all wish away the month 'cause they want presents in sight. This year had me so mad. I've been bad, got coal that is sitting under my tree. I think that my Christmas has died. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. When I was just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song.
It is Ringside Report MMA, and tonight we preview UFC 309, Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, and Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul boxing match.
Let's go!
It's a boxing match that they're doing. Can you believe it? It's actually...
What's wrong, Dave? We don't hear you. We don't hear you, Dave. We don't hear you, Dave. We don't hear you, Dave. No, Dave. AJ. I don't hear you, Dave.
I hear you. Yeah, I don't hear you, Dave. I hear Freddie good.
How about now?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, our Trump dance
Jesus.
got you silent.
Did you hear me for the intro?
Yeah, I heard
The
you for
intro,
the
yeah,
intro,
but
then you
once
didn't.
once you got us in,
Okay. So you guys, sorry, I
It
was
was
saying how
karma.
you guys are excited about the old man Mike Tyson doing it one more time. I see you guys posing, getting all pumped. You
we're
hyped?
doing a Trump dance.
Oh, this is the Trump dance? That's a Trump dance. I didn't know. That's his, oh. It is kind of a fun dance. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. No,
Takes a
Dave,
lot of
that's
rhythm,
Johnny's
dude.
dream. Hey, Johnny, I see you. So,
What's up with the camera there, man? Focusing in and
That's-
focusing out.
that's you, AJ. I don't know. Figure it out.
Forget it. Oh, he sees
Rogue
goofy hats, you
Stummer
better damn
says,
right,
all
man.
I see is goofy hats, but no analysis. Sorry, but it's true. I mean, the show, we're about a minute in here. Give us a minute.
Yeah,
It's
give us
coming.
let us warm up,
It's-
man. Let us
It's
warm
coming. Don't worry. The analysis
That's
is
what
on
she
its
said.
way. Guys, how are
That's
you
what she said.
feeling? How are you feeling about this fight, Fred? It's tomorrow night. We're going to talk about Jon Jones and Stipe in a second. We're going to preview UFC 309. I got a hell of a parlay for you. I am pumped for this weekend. We've got some great fights. This could be the final fight for Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic on Saturday. Two legends of the game could be walking into their last fight. And all anybody wants to talk about is Tom freaking Aspinall, who's never main evented a UFC pay-per-view, but let me chill, and we'll get to it in a second here. Let me get to my defense of Johnny Bones Jones and all the great things that he's done, and Stipe Miocic and all the great things that he's done, and Tom Aspinall and the short career that he's had. Now,
Yeah, but you can't diss
all right,
him either,
AJ, chill.
Dave.
We're going to get to Aspinall in a second, I said. I want to talk about Mike Tyson. Are you pumped
Oh,
for
yeah,
Tyson,
baby.
AJ? You think AJ...
Damn right.
Freddie, you first. Tell me how you're feeling. 24 hours out. You've seen everything. I know you were hard on Mike Tyson, thinking he was going to win. You were down with the Tyson program. But now, I feel like you're starting to waver, seeing more footage, seeing him struggle to take a shirt off. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna watch it. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I think there's not a lot of boxing fights I watch, and this is when I'm gonna watch. So, what are my expectations? They're not too high, man. Honestly, I'm scared that it's gonna be a little bit of a live sparring, maybe a little bit more competitive than that. But we'll see, man. I'm hyped, man. This is a freak show. I'm down for the freak show. Like most people, I hope Mike Tyson knocks him out for early. And most of the boxing people I hear talking, they'll say this. They'll say, like, fighters, they'll keep their hard punch, their strength of punching. They're not losing that. But what Tyson will lose is probably his cardio. So I don't know. Tyson could be good for a round or two, maybe be dangerous, knock out Jake Paul. That's what I hope. But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
So what's your prediction for what is going to happen?
Jake Paul by decision.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a safe bet. I mean, he's the odds-on favorite to win. I think, the fight is going to be a disappointment for a lot of people. I think there's a tremendous amount of hype, and when you tune in, you're going to be disappointed in what you actually see, unless Mike Tyson does the improbable and scores that first or second round knockout, which would be cool, which is always a possibility. I mean, it's a fight. We know anything could happen. I just think it's highly unlikely. I think what we're most likely to see tomorrow night on Netflix, which is cool that it's on Netflix too. I think that's not just cool for Netflix, not just cool for, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, but cool for fight culture to get that type of fight on Netflix, to get that type of card on Netflix. It kind of changes the way we watch fighting, and I think it's kind of a big moment in that respect as far as how fighting is viewed and how we consume fight media. Seeing it a fight on Netflix for the first time, I think, is gonna open a lot of eyes and kind of change the game in a certain way. But beyond that, I think we will be disappointed with the final outcome. I think we're gonna see a fight play out where Mike Tyson does get tired pretty quick, where he's not very fast at any point during the fight because he's 58 years old and there's just only so fast you can be at 58. And I think we're going to see a Jake Paul who's just not quite damaging enough, not quite dangerous enough, not quite skilled enough to put Tyson away. And we're going to see a fight that's not very long. It's 8 rounds of only 2 minutes. It is not a 10 or 12 round, 3-minute round fight. This is a shorter fight than usual. This is a 2-minute rounds, 8 of them only. So we're seeing a maximum of 16 minutes of action. And I think Tyson say, oh, well, this, in 2 minutes you can, go all out and just, empty the tank more and do more damage. And I'm like, come on, you're selling the fight. I know what this is. 2 minutes is less than 3 minutes. That's less time to work. That's less time to do damage. You're going to go as hard as you're going to go, whether it's 2 or 3 minute rounds. I don't buy it whatsoever. I'm not buying into the hype. I think what we will see is a disappointing fight that will end in a decision going to Jake Paul. I think it'll be controversial.
Whoa.
I think, the decision might go to Mike Tyson depending on how they want to paint the picture. I think that the fight will be kind of, a couple rounds here, a couple rounds there. And even if Tyson doesn't win, they could still score it for him because boxing judging is weird a lot of the times, right? So I think Jake Paul probably wins a decision, and it'll be an uneventful event. It'll be just
Dave, I'm
going
to tell you something.
Fight.
Coach, let me in, Coach. I'm going to tell you something. I mean, you got a couple of things right. Obviously, with Netflix, with 280 million subscribers, I think it's one of the best ways to go. And I think Jake Paul has proven that in the very first fight that we actually saw. And I told you, again, I'll always repeat, he was going to change the face of sports, and he did. That was on YouTube when the first fight came out, and I saw like over 2 million people like paying $20 and a 30,000 stadium full. I was like, who is this guy? I had no idea who Jake Paul was, other than my nephew telling me about this, one of the best boxers and YouTuber and all that bullshit. I'm like, holy shit. But he got better, and he is actually decent. He has the money to develop himself, which he did. But when it came to fighting a real boxer, which he did with Tommy Fury, he wasn't that great. He lost to Tommy Fury, which is like, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very boxy boxer, not the best footwork, not the best like speed. And he still wasn't able to beat Tommy Fury. I understand Tommy Fury is a lot younger than Tyson. But let's not forget, I understand that you come from a time when you didn't see Tyson at his best. And to be honest, even Tyson at his worst, when he fought McBride, and who was it? Danny Williams. I mean, that was the worst of Tyson. But the worst of Tyson at that point would have probably killed Jake Paul today, hands down, without even a doubt, without even training. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of stats are on Jake Paul. I mean, I was looking at Polymarket, and they gave Jake Paul 62% chance of winning this fight. Everybody's talking Jake Paul, and I love Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul is the guy's done a lot more for boxing than most people have done in the longest time, other than like Tyson Fury.
He's made noise.
And AJ and all the rest. But I'm going to tell you this. Tyson said something like in the last couple of weeks where he says, man, Jake Paul is a manufactured killer. On paper and on YouTube, he became a killer. But let's not forget, he was born a killer. And when Tyson looked on the camera, man, I said to myself, at 58 years old, and I told you a couple of weeks ago, even at 80 years old, I wouldn't want to get into the ring with Tyson. Tyson's a killer. And I'm going to tell you this. It might be 2-minute rounds for 2-minute, 8-round, go. But 2 minutes with Tyson, just like in jiu-jitsu, 3 minutes of a fight, it feels like half an hour. It feels like a nightmare. And that's the problem. If Tyson, again, there's no headgear, there's no restrictions in what he can do. When he fought Roy Jones Jr., he had restrictions. He couldn't do his uppercut. He couldn't do his peekaboo. He couldn't do a lot of things. Let me tell you, if Tyson is able to get on the outside, get that hook in, and get that uppercut, that's his moneymaker, Jake Paul is going down. And I'm telling you, all the stats, everything goes towards Jake Paul, and I love Jake Paul. Win or lose, he's still a winner. He's walking away with $40 million, dude. Tyson's walking away with $20 million for this fight. And depending on how many people actually watch it on Netflix, it's going to change the face of sports again. Jake Paul is like, the guy is like, he's a genius. but he's gonna get knocked out, dude. That's what I'm getting at. In the end, it's Mike Tyson, and Jake Paul will get knocked out. I don't think it's gonna go to a decision. I don't think it's gonna be an elite exhibition. Tyson is training for a fucking reason, man. That guy is taking this serious. He knows this is his last, like, hurrah. This is it. This is Tyson. And let me tell you, he looks great. I saw his training camp. I saw his conditioning coach. The guy was like just sparring and he was able to like bust up like mitts. That tells you something. So if Jake Paul's going to have a longer reach, a 5-inch reach. He's going to be 10 pounds heavier coming in, but it's nothing that Tyson hasn't faced. And remember, Tyson's a real heavyweight. Listen,
I hope you're right, AJ.
all the stats
I think you're wrong, but I hope you're right.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's right. Knock me out for 40 million. Absolutely.
Now-
Tyson's going to walk away with 20. But, you know,
Now, like
Tyson,
Dave, you mentioned,
go ahead.
yeah, you mentioned Dave Tyson being old and all that. But I'll tell you what, man. Looking at Jake Paul, I wasn't that impressed with him. Like he looks much bigger. I feel like he looks roided up. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. And I don't know, man. He looks a little bloated. We'll see how it translates in the ring. But I'm kind of scared that, like, he's not a natural heavyweight, man. He seems to have put on a lot of muscle. Who knows how? Let's see how it translates in the ring, because that part I'm not 100% convinced. Like, you can't just put on a bunch of muscle and expect to fight the same way. So we'll see, man. I still think the logical choice is Jake Paul by decision, but come on, Mike, knock him out.
Yeah, it would
Exactly.
be nice, but I think it goes all 8 of those 2-minute rounds. We see 16 minutes of fighting, and at the end, I think we'll see Jake Paul declared the winner. And even if he does win all the rounds, AJ will still say Mike Tyson won. Even if all the judges give it to Jake Paul and everybody in the world thinks Jake Paul won, I know AJ over there is going to still say Mike Tyson won. Which is cool.
Even if Jake Paul does win, I mean, look, I got to hand it to this guy. This guy has more balls than anybody I've seen.
How
The
about
guy is
this?
able to do things
What
that
if he knocks out
most
Mike
people
Tyson?
haven't.
What do you do? What if he
Listen,
finishes him?
Look, I'm going to tip my hat to Jake Paul and say, man, like, he deserves it. Because this guy, like, I understand what Freddie said. Like, he's packing on the beef. I don't know if he's doing anything to enhance that, like, but I'll tell you something. He's still a big boy, Jake Paul. But if he does knock out Mike Tyson, I'd be really impressed. Even at 58 years old, I'd be really impressed. But it's possible because that right that Jake has knocked out Woodley, and Woodley became a meme, man. I'd never seen a guy go down that fast like a Christmas tree, man. Jake Paul can knock you out. I wouldn't be disappointed if he beats Mike Tyson, but I'd be highly surprised because Mike Tyson, man, it's a different game. Even when he fought McBride and Williams and all that kind of stuff, it was at the end of his career. He was going through a lot of shit, Look, maybe he needs the money now, but I heard, look, he's doing pretty well in his weed business, and I don't think he's hard for money, but I tell you one thing, he loves the game of fighting. It's in his blood. He'll fight for no money. You challenge him on the street, man, he's going to go down toe to toe with you. That's the difference with Mike Tyson. Jake Paul will be surrounded by bodyguards. The bodyguards of Mike Tyson will need Mike Tyson. That's the difference.
Uh-huh. Was BJ
So-
Penn a great fighter? Was Anderson Silva a great fighter?
BJ Penn was a great
Yeah.
fighter.
Right.
What was
Yeah.
Anderson?
And then what happened? What happened?
They got old.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to my point about the weight, man. He fought Nate Diaz at 185, and this one he's 227. That's a big difference, man.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, who says they're drug testing?
Yeah, but I mean, he could be
There's not,
slow
no.
also. Like you got 40
Yeah.
pounds extra on you, man. I don't expect you to move the same speed and all that.
Right. I don't
Listen,
know,
I'm
man.
going to tell you one thing. Rogue is right. If you're listening, bud, you're absolutely right. It's not a handshake fight. This is a real fight for Tyson. And
Yeah,
you know,
I'm not convinced
well,
it's not a handshake fight.
Yeah, me neither. I
I'm
don't buy
convinced.
this fight.
I'm convinced. Yeah, I'm.
Let's
I
go
think
the
this is
distance
gonna
so we
be
can do
like-
the rematch, brother. Come on.
Could happen,
For
But
sure. Come on. I don't buy
I
this
don't
fight
see
at
that
all.
happening,
I
dude.
am not buying into any of this nonsense.
I'm
is
buying this fight
nonsense
more
all
than
the way.
no, Dave. I'm buying this more than Roy Jones, man. Like, you know, one thing with Jake Paul, he fought Tommy Fury, man, and you know what? Like,
Look,
you know, he
man,
didn't have to. He could have kept
58,
that mystique
58,
going.
AJ. It's rough, man. It's rough to,
So
to
what?
be
Okay, so-
fighting at that age.
Look,
So what, man? Jake Paul versus Lennox Lewis. Jake Paul versus Evander Holyfield. I'm gonna pick the boxer
you'll
every
be-
time.
but look
pick,
at Vito look at Vito Belfort with Evander. He
Mhm.
beat him,
Yeah,
man.
but
You know,
Vitor's a
Evander was
different-
like what?
Vitor's another breed.
I take Vitor
Yeah,
over.
but-
I take Jake Paul over Vitor in a boxing match today. Jake Paul would beat Vitor.
Oh, you think? No.
He
I
beat
think-
Anderson.
I
Why
think
wouldn't he
so.
beat
I
Vitor?
think so. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And he fought a 58-year-old Evander Holyfield. Yeah, 4-time world champion.
Jake
This
Paul
and that,
would
but he
beat
wasn't in the
Evander
same
Holyfield,
condition
too.
as Tyson is today.
Jake Paul would
I
beat
believe- I
Evander
agree with you.
Holyfield and Mike Tyson.
Not Mike Tyson, but Evander. Like, I hate to say that because I loved Evander, man. But it's a different. Evander fought that fight and he wasn't even in shape, man. It's like he's not Tyson at 58. That's for sure.
The
Tyson's
amount
taking this serious,
of
dude.
abuse that Mike Tyson's body has taken in his 58 years. It's not like a normal 58 either. It's not like AJ over there at 58. This is a different, like, you know what I mean? This guy has ingested a lot of things. He's had addiction issues, cocaine, alcohol.
Yeah.
Who knows what else? Who knows
So
what
who
else?
has it in that sport?
He had an
man? Come on.
ulcer like a couple months ago. He was in the hospital. He
Who
thought he was
hasn't
going
had
to
an
die.
ulcer?
It was an ulcer. You know?
Yeah, but big deal. That happens.
This is not
so
a
it's
healthy
gonna stop
man.
his
This is not
skill.
even a healthy man. I don't think they could do
What?
this fight in the state of Nevada, the state of California, or the state of New York. There's a reason why this fight is taking place in the state of Texas.
Johnny, listen, Johnny's absolutely right. When's the last time he's fought? He fought back in 2005. That was his last serious fight. But let's not forget,
Nevada
man,
wouldn't
he was
sanction
50
this
and 6.
bullshit. I don't even think Tyson could get a license in Nevada. That should tell you something.
Well, yeah, but Nevada, man, let's be honest. Sometimes
The fight
questionable
capital
in
of the
their own-
world, where all the big fights
Yeah.
happen, where if you're sanctioned there, it
Yeah,
kinda
but-
makes sense. So down the line, you get sanctioned everywhere else.
Yeah, but hasn't he never got a license in Nevada since he bit a Holyfield? Like I think
True. Good
Nevada,
point.
like that's the reason why Nevada never wanted him back.
yeah, because the whole gummy bear eating, man.
yeah.
Yeah, true. Good point, Freddie. Good point.
I mean, you're probably.
We'll see,
I don't
man.
think
It's
you're
happening
wrong.
tomorrow
I don't
night.
know if he could get a. I'm saying, could he pass the medicals? Could he pass the medicals in Nevada, in New York, in California?
Absolutely. I think so.
So why are they having the fight in Texas?
Because everything is big
No.
in Texas, dude.
I don't know. Skeptical.
There's more money in Texas.
Skeptical. Big fights don't happen in Texas. They don't.
Listen, man, either or, he's walking away with $20 million, man. You know?
Okay. Sure. It's nice. Good for them. I'll watch it. It'll be fun.
We're
I
not
mean, I
doing
don't
a
know
watch
if
along
the
for
fight
that,
will
are
be
we?
fun. I'll definitely watch it. I mean, your reaction will be fun. That'll be nice.
Listen, my reaction will be, I think Tyson, like I said, if he gets on the outside, gets that hook, man, that body hook, and then throws that uppercut, that 1-2 zinger, man, it's gonna be a bad day for Jake Paul. I mean, it depends. If he gets him into that corner, man, of that ring, it's gonna be a bad day for Jake Paul. That's all I'm saying. Listen, you got to look at the the Tommy Fury fight. I mean, Jake was having a hard time, man. And that's not Mike Tyson at all. That's like not even a sparring partner for Tyson. Let's be honest.
I don't know.
You're too new school, dude. It's hard. Like, I understand. Like, nostalgia is my way, man. I've seen Tyson, man. When the fear of Tyson just in the ring, you've already lost. But the Roy Jones one was an exhibition. We knew that he wasn't allowed to do
I like
this.
that
It was a
AJ
handshake.
says
I think,
I'm
like Rogue said.
too new school. It's ridiculous. This is
Right,
how
dude,
old
it's
Mike
true.
Tyson is, AJ. Like, you don't. I've said it before, man. Like, I'm almost 40 years old, man. I got 2 kids. I'm not like a young guy.
True, you're getting there, dude.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
And I
Young
have
Dave,
zero
man.
recollection of Mike Tyson being a killer in a boxing ring because when he was a killer, I was a baby. It was like 1986, man. Come on. This is what I'm saying. Like,
86.
it's so long ago
Boy George time.
that Mike Tyson was like this thing that you guys still have a memory of. AJ's memory is vivid. Fred, I think, is hazy because Fred is still young enough that he kind of.
That's not true.
You were a younger
My
guy.
first-
though. You were
my-
kind of a kid when Tyson was.
But my introduction to boxing is pretty much Mike Tyson against Leon Spinks. Michael
Okay.
Spinks.
What a
sorry.
good one.
But you
Michael.
were young back then. But
Even
AJ,
Leon
you
was
know, he was like
amazing.
a full-grown adult when Mike Tyson was in his prime. You know, it's a different story. AJ really remembers. I mean, I know
Yeah,
you
right, I
remember, but I
remember.
don't remember at all. I have no memory.
I remember
of
the
Mike,
Buster
like, I
Douglas
don't-
fight. That's how far back it goes.
My memory of Mike Tyson is him biting Holyfield's ear. My memory of Mike Tyson is him getting his ass kicked by Lennox Lewis. My memory of Mike Tyson is me betting on that white guy because I thought, yeah, Mike Tyson sucks at boxing. I can't believe he's the favorite. Let me bet on this shitty white guy. And then that white guy won me a bunch of money.
You're
And
talking
I'm not talking
Kevin
about Jake
McBride?
Paul. I'm talking about Kevin McBride or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
that guy's name
McBride.
was.
Yeah, you bet on
Yeah.
McBride?
Of course I did, because Mike Tyson, in my mind, was a total jabroni who could never win, and I was proven right, and I think I'll be proven right again tomorrow.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
that's when
the
he was
guy
in a
you
bad
guys
place,
remember.
Dude. He was in a bad
He's the guy
place.
I remember, the celebrity boxer, jabroni man. Goes in there to do the job. He loses professionally. Journeyman
True,
Mike
man.
Tyson.
Rogue, you're right, man. He missed the glory days. And that's the thing, man. It's just like us talking about Anderson
Yeah, I don't
Silva,
care, though.
man.
I
There
don't
was a
need
point
to
where
see them.
yeah, but it's important
good.
to see them because you get to see like one of the best athletes, you know, of the day. You know,
Whatever.
that still has
Say what you want about
listen,
Jon
he's still
Jones,
able-
AJ. AJ is the guy who'll go, Jon Jones, bad guy, doo-doo-doo, ba-ba-ba. Jon Jones never actually went to prison like Mike Tyson did.
Well, he should have gone a few times. I mean,
Yeah, well,
like,
he
you know,
didn't do the things that Mike Tyson did he?
Well,
Yeah,
he
but
didn't shoot
did
at
his own
homeless
stuff.
guys. You're right.
He's a better guy than Mike Tyson is what I'm saying. He's not
I
a good
mean,
guy, but Mike
think-
Tyson is
oh,
worse.
no.
I think
I'm not
let,
celebrating
let me
him.
put it this way. Let me put it this way. I think both guys, if they walk in the kitchen and their wife is there, both wives flinches.
I think both wives stay away. I think if both guys walk into a room, Jon Jones and Mike Tyson, I'll tell you who walks out. Jon Jones walks out every time. And I'm not even talking
Yeah,
about
but-
Mike Tyson now. I'm talking about Tyson in his prime. Jon Jones would whoop that ass.
He did,
Because Jon
Johnny.
Jones is
Listen,
the
you're
man.
right. And you know who admitted that? Mike Tyson admitted that. He loves the UFC. He goes to quite a lot actually of UFC fights. And he was the first guy to say that going into the octagon, it's a different game. He would lose. He knows that. But he said that if he had the opportunity to go back in time, he would have loved to train in MMA. That's the difference with a fighter and a killer, man. He can admit when he might lose. And that's Mike Tyson. I was shocked. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what? Mike Tyson's absolutely right. You can't get into an octagon with guys that know grappling and wrestling and Muay Thai, you know, and obviously boxing, not at Tyson's boxing level, but it's not enough, you know? But
It's not enough.
still.
You need wrestling.
But in a boxing
You need
match, it's
jujitsu.
a lot.
Yeah, well, we'll see tomorrow night. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Are you going to come on the wrestling show and watch the boxing match with me, AJ? Or are you going to be a bitch
Yes,
like
sir.
you're going to be on Saturday?
No. I'm going to be there, man. I'm going to be there to like watch this fight go down. Probably one of the most watched fights in like combat history because it's going to be on Netflix. Think about it. 280 million subscribers. All they need is 10%, man. That's all you need.
think
which they
Dana's
will
gonna
go
be
above
there?
That, I think.
Dana's,
I think so.
Dana's taking the private jet to Texas and back to
No
New
I
York.
way.
think so.
No
I
chance
think so.
he's
Yeah, he
there.
loves Ty. He's good friends with
Yeah,
Tyson.
yeah,
He's good
yeah,
friends with
Dana's
Jake Paul.
there.
Come on. Dana's definitely there.
You guys want to lose
And there's going to be a
another
lot of
bet?
UFC guys.
Dana won't be there.
Private jet.
I'll bet anything
yeah.
Dana won't be there.
Listen, you know who's going to be there? Trump, Dana,
Trump's not
Mavs
going
I'm not
to be
sure.
there.
I'll be
You're,
there.
you're
Not
talking
sure
about
Trump's gonna be
Saturday
there.
night. Saturday night, Dana will be there. Trump will be there. Saturday night for UFC 309.
You know
The
what? Johnny's
future
got a point. You
president
know what?
of America will be there with Dana White. And who knows who else? Elon probably. Joe Rogan's on commentary already, so the whole gang will be there.
Listen,
Tucker Carlson.
Johnny's got a point. Tucker, man.
They'll
Tucker
bring
up,
that
baby.
Lauren Boebert
Listen.
around for the boys, you know.
Yeah, baby. That's the way.
There
the
you
way
go,
you do it.
AJ. Yeah,
Listen,
that's how you guys operate.
You know what,
I
Dave?
know.
Dave, you know what?
Robert
I'm
F.
coming
Kennedy.
over tomorrow. I'm coming
There
to
you go.
studio. I'm coming to studio tomorrow, man.
No, you're not. You're not invited.
Johnny's
to
got a point.
studio
I'm coming.
tomorrow.
I'm coming.
I don't want you here.
I'm coming. Well,
No.
I gotta watch the fight, dude.
I won't let you in.
I'm gonna be on, man. I'm coming into studio.
Watch
man.
Watch it at home. Stay away from me. Because I'm talking
coming
about
tomorrow, 'cause
wrestling
I-
all night,
I-
man. You're not
I
gonna
know
make
that's
sense.
okay. That's okay. Because
I don't
once
want
the
you-
fight goes on, I want to see your face live, man.
Yeah, we'll do it from home because me and Johnny are talking wrestling tomorrow night at 10:00, pro wrestling, and you don't know nothing about wrestling, so I don't want you on that show. You're useless to me on that show. No disrespect,
hey,
but
hey there.
you don't know anything about pro wrestling. You barely understand how it works.
Listen, I go support
think
Johnny
it's
more
real,
than you do
AJ?
in
We
wrestling.
can't-
I know more about like the local scene than you do right now.
No, you don't.
Let's be honest.
You don't.
Johnny
You
could
think
vouch
you
for
do,
me.
but
I'm
you
just saying.
don't.
I'm just saying. Johnny, I'll
What?
be there at the next fight.
Just because
All
you
right,
go
so-
to some shows doesn't mean you know more about what's going on, AJ.
Anyways, I'm coming by tomorrow. If you like it or not, I'm knocking
it's
on the door.
It's an 8 p.m. start, and there's only 4 fights on the main card, so maybe this doesn't go
I
too
thought
late.
there was 5. I
thought
thought
it
there
was
was
7.
5, Fred. Yeah,
Well, I
thought
mean,
there
there's
was
7
5.
total fights, but the 3 first ones are prelims, from what I understand.
So this might not
Like,
go too late.
Shadasia Green versus Melinda Watpool, Lucas Body, and all that. Those are prelims. And the main card is Jake Paul Tyson, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano 2.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one again.
Miraj Goyat versus Winderson Nunez, who I saw with Anderson. And Mario Barrios versus Abdel Ram.
Mario
4-card.
Barrio?
Mario Barrios versus Abel
Barrios.
Ramos.
I'm Marios Barrios. Hello.
Mario Barrios.
It's a me, Marios Barrios. Welcome to my game. Ho ho. Marios Barrios.
Anderson Silva was there with Winderson. which was
Winderson?
kinda cool.
Yeah.
Anderson and Winderson?
Anderson.
That's what it
You
was.
can't make it up, man. Yep.
I guess he's Brazilian,
Mario.
Winderson? Or,
Yes,
okay.
Winderson Nunez.
Winderson. He should be Winderson Silva. Should be Anderson Silva, Winderson Silva, Sanderson Silva, Manderson Silva, Danderson Silva,
Jimderson.
Jinderson, Cubert,
Voice.
Cubert Silva.
David.
Okay.
Sin.
So listen, are we all on the?
Figure Silva.
Is it just me and Freddie that are going with Tyson, and you're just going with
Yes.
Jake Paul, Dave?
Yes.
I said
Okay.
Jake Paul by decision.
Oh, Fred
Don't
changed
put
his
me-
mind.
What?
Holy shit. I didn't even
What?
realize. I thought you were going to go with Tyson in the end, Fred. You're deciding to stick with Jake Paul. Hey, look at that. Fred, like, is this the first
No
show that we've
flip-flopping,
done
guys.
talking about this where you've gone against Tyson? Because you've been on Team Tyson the whole time. You and AJ.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel he looks old.
What?
I mean, did you see that video where he couldn't take off his shirt, where he had to get his coach to take his shirt off for him? That was sad.
Dude, because it's sweaty, man. It's not because he has gloves on.
That
It's
might
not
just
bro.
be
trust
bad
me.
shoulders.
Bro,
might
I
be
can
just
take off a
bad
sweaty
shoulder.
shirt. I can take off a sweaty shirt. AJ, if you have a sweaty
with
rash
boxing
guard
gloves?
on after jujitsu, which, like, I don't know if you still do that, but, like, you know, when you went to jujitsu and you had a sweaty rash guard on, I'm joking. You know, when you go to jujitsu and you have a sweaty rash guard on, right?
Yeah, but that's easy. I got my
It's
hands,
sticky.
man.
Can you take it
Where's
off?
my hands? Here
Can
they
you
are.
take it off?
Yeah, but if you put boxing gloves on me, which has
He
happened
wasn't
many
wearing
times with the
boxing
rash
gloves.
guard,
He
I
had bare
can't take it
hands.
off.
He had bare hands.
You sure, bud?
Yeah.
I thought he had gloves.
Bare hands, dude. Watch the video.
You must have had wraps. Let's see that. I got to see that again.
Where
If
is
he's
it?
got
Do I
wraps,
have
it's
it
still-
Can I show it to you here on the show?
Thanks, Rogue. We
Probably can't.
appreciate it, man. We start slow, and we end slower.
Oh man, do we end slow? I mean,
That's what
AJ's
she
just
said.
slow all the time, if you know what I mean.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Boom! Gotcha. Oh shit! Let me try and show you this video if I can get this working.
Show me what is it?
I don't know.
OnlyFans video. Show it. Everybody wants
Yeah.
to see it.
You know, Stipe has an OnlyFans.
What? What the hell's
Yeah,
going
you
on
gonna
here?
subscribe?
We should get
Sounds
an
on
OnlyFans page. Maybe we'll make more money.
Me? Or you? Or us?
Well,
In all of us?
Us,
you mean?
man.
Us
The
together?
three amigos, man.
Wow.
3 men in a cup.
I don't think the God. I don't think the
No.
world is ready for that kind of sexiness. That is just too
I'll
much.
I'll challenge Johnny to a
Wow,
pose
look
on
at the
the
biceps on that guy.
Welcome.
Oh, jeez, look at him. Okay, look.
Whoa, Antoinette. Coming in from Toronto next week. Yeah, let's see this. Let's see this. Does he got wraps? Tell me he's
Okay,
got
here's
wraps.
Mike Tyson,
Mike.
and look, he's barehanded, and he's getting his coach. He can't lift his arms above his head.
He's tired, dude. It could be, man.
He's
I've been
bare.
there.
He's not even sweaty. This shirt is. There's no sweat. He's
And look at his
barehanded.
legs.
What's with
He's got
his
a
legs?
skinny leg.
What is going on with that one leg? What's happening?
His left leg is so skinny.
There's something wrong with this man's body. He's not well. Why is this happening? Lior said this was like televised elder abuse. I think he's right. I think it's going to be sad. I think what's going to be more sad is that Jake Paul will be too fat and bloated to put him away. That's what's going to be the saddest part of it all, is that Mike will look bad and Jake will also look bad. And it'll be like, wow, they both look like shit. And everybody will say, oh, yeah, well, he's an old man and Jake Paul's not a great boxer. It'll
That's why it
all be
says he's
obvious
acting.
when it's over. Like, when it's over, everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, obviously that was going to be garbage. Jake Paul's not great, and he's, like, extra fat. And Mike Tyson's super old and has abused his body for the past 35 years. No shit, that
Listen,
was a bad fight.
Antoinette thinks he's acting. He thinks he's putting on
No.
a show right there.
I've seen him act.
kinda
and he's
looks
not
like it a
that
bit.
Good.
What?
No, he's
Hangover
not
was
acting.
amazing. What are you talking about?
You know
One of
who's
the
not
best movies
acting?
ever.
Who?
Who?
The best fighter in the world today,
Fucking right.
Johnny Bones
Jake Paul.
Jones.
Talk about it.
Oh, Johnny Bone. Well, you know what, Stipe, man. Look,
What's
I love
Stipe, man?
Stipe's neck was the size of a tree trunk, man. I'm telling you, man. I was like a little bit off saying that Stipe
John
was having
Jones
a hard
got
time
Gordon
walking
Ryan
last
in
time
his
we saw him.
corner.
And Gable
That's
Stevenson. He's got the
and
greatest.
Gable too.
He's got the greatest jiu-jitsu no-gi player of all time and an Olympic gold medal wrestler training with him all the time.
So does that
Yeah,
tell
but-
us that he wants to grapple with him? I'm not sure. Does he?
I think so.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
look what Stipe did when he fought Francis, right? His grappling game was there. Like, so let's not like this, like Stipe's
Stipe's going to
ground
be
game, man.
harder to bring
and
to
his
the
wrestling
ground
game.
than Cyril. Let's say, like Cyril had no
100%.
wrestling. He was an easy takedown for John Jones. Stipe might be a harder takedown, but I
Oh,
John Jones
dude.
still gonna get it. John
Bro.
Jones by submission.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. If you're
By
rolling with Gordon
submission
Ryan and
on Stipe?
competing, how are
Yeah.
you not tapping? And you're Jon Jones to boot. How are you not tapping everybody? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. It's not fair. It's not fair. Gordon Ryan and Jon Jones training together is like, uh-oh. That's not fair. You add Gable Stevenson to the mix, uh-oh.
Okay,
Like, that's a super
Now-
team just sharpening each other, making everybody so dangerous.
let me move to Team AJ a little bit here because when the first reaction when I saw John Jones and Gordon is like, you really want to be associating yourself to the guy that says he takes steroids, John? Like, I mean, Gordon's not really shy
Ooh.
about his steroids use, so but
Yeah.
hey, I guess why not?
If I
Look,
can
it's
have
good
his body,
training.
give me some
It's
too,
good
man.
training, you know? Gordon Ryan's no joke. Everybody knows Gordon Ryan is
No,
as
that's for
legit as they
sure.
come. So, like, getting him in your corner to help you, damn. If you can, if Gordon Ryan is willing to take time out of his day to train with you, you know, and I'm sure very few MMA fighters are going to get Gordon Ryan to do that. But when Jon Jones makes a call, it's a different situation.
What is
When
Jon Jones? I think he's a
calls you,
purple
when the
belt,
greatest
right?
of all time in
jiu-jitsu?
MMA calls you, the greatest of all time in no-gi jiu-jitsu, he answers the call. It's very
Is he a
cool.
purple or a brown belt?
Jon
Jon
Jones
Jones?
is a badass. Period.
He's not a black belt
I think
yet.
I
'Cause
think he's a
I know
a
Stipe is
purple
a purple belt.
but I think he's a purple belt.
Stipe's
But
purple.
I remember him destroying an Olympic wrestler, Dan Anderson. So
Yeah,
Jon Jones is an elite grappler.
he's very good.
Yeah, and so
But
is
Fred,
me.
let's not put
Stipe,
each
man.
other
Let's
down,
not forget.
man. We're also purple belts, just like Jon Jones. Same, okay? Same.
Like
you, me,
Stipe.
Jon Jones.
Stipe as well,
same,
man.
Okay?
That's it,
So-
man. Let's do a tag team match.
Oh, So
You guys
imagine
against
like
Jones and
we
Stipe.
join a tournament, and you know Jon Jones, he's retired, he's getting close. He's pretty much your age, Dave.
Yeah,
Jon
he is
Jones might be in
roughly
your
my age.
division.
He's a couple, maybe a year younger, but he's like about my age.
He might be in your division, Dave.
Yeah, I know. No, we're
Yeah.
different
Little
weight
weight-
classes,
weight-
Fred.
weight issues,
Weight
yeah.
classes is different.
You go
I might meet him
absolute.
in-
Listen,
Masters
Absolute,
absolute.
man.
It's me and Jon Jones in the finals, and I'm fucked.
I want to be there to see it, dude.
Woo! Let's go.
Listen, I'll be
It would
supporting
be
you.
fun
I'll
as
be
hell,
supporting
though.
you.
I would love that.
I'll throw like cocaine on the side for Jones, and you could get his back. There
It
you
would be
go.
sick to
Done.
roll with Jon Jones. Wouldn't it be cool? It'd be cool as hell.
Yeah, man. Listen,
I'd
the
like to
guy is
see
a
just
beast. Let's
How
there's no doubt
strong
about
he
it.
is, what he does, you know, like
Oof.
just pure jiu-jitsu. I wouldn't want to fight him because that's just terrible and dangerous for me. But like a friendly roll with Jon Jones would be sick.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what we're saying is his rolling, his grappling game is good, but is his takedown defense going
His
to be there?
takedowns are
Because
amazing.
what
He's
Stipe-
taking
what
Stipe down.
No, it's
He's going to
takedown
beat the shit
defense.
out of him, and then he's going to tap
Hey,
him. I think probably Americana.
Yeah, that makes sense.
man, think about the takedowns of Francis Ngannou. How perfectly timed those were by Stipe. That's what I'm trying to say. If Jones doesn't have that defense, Stipe could do some damage. I'm just throwing that in, bud.
When's the last
Stipe's
time Stipe
perfect
fought?
timing.
Ooh,
he fought
2021,
with,
I think.
it's a long time.
That Ngannou fight was 2021 when he lost. And when's his last
It's
win?
about 4 years ago, bud. It's about
He
4
hasn't
years
won
now.
since he beat Daniel Cormier in 2020. He hasn't won since he beat the
Yeah.
guy on commentary.
Yeesh.
And when
No, it's a
was
long
that
time.
Ngannou fight? That Ngannou fight was 2021, I think.
March 2021. So it's been it was 4 years, almost 5 years at this point. No, wait.
Look,
do I have that right?
almost
no, 3
4
almost
years.
4. Sorry.
yeah.
3 almost 4. Yeah. It's a long time.
Look,
Jon Jones
the-
hasn't fought since he beat up Cyril Gane, made it look extremely easy. And the guy who everybody said was the next big thing in heavyweight, after Jon Jones went through him, everybody said, who? I guess that guy wasn't as good as we thought. Which is what happens when Jon Jones fights you, Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall fans, take note of what Jones did to Cyril Gane. And what he might do
You
with
can't-
your boy Tom Aspinall if given the chance.
I don't
You
know
can't
about
blame
that, Dave.
Tom
That's a different
Aspinall.
game. No.
Like, you can't blame
Tom
Tom
Aspinall's the
Aspinall for
future,
trying.
dude.
I don't know
He-
about that, AJ.
I can't
But,
blame him for trying, but I can't blame him for wanting the fight. Because as we've talked about with Tom Aspinall, okay, I want to get into the Aspinall thing. I think we're all picking Jon Jones to win. I love Stipe. I think it would be great if Stipe won. He seems to be the better person. What a story would it be for him to finish his career beating the greatest of all time, getting the heavyweight championship again? It would be amazing. I wanted for Stipe. Yeah, it's Jon Jones, though. He wins all the time. He's the best. I think he's going to win by submission. I think he'll probably win in the first or second round. I don't think it goes very long. Probably
Look,
first
it could be
round
one of those
submission.
nights that it's a disaster, man. That if there's ever like anyone that can sort of take it away, Stipe can, man. He's a true heavyweight. Let's not forget that. He's been there, fought with the best. He's man. He look.
They're about the same weight.
Let's
How
not
much
forget
does
who he is.
Stipe? How much
Ooh,
does
Stipe
Stipe
look
weigh?
bigger,
Like,
dude.
they're about 240 each, man. We'll see tomorrow at the
just
weigh-in,
look
but I
thicker,
bet
man.
I bet there's less than 5 pounds. There's 5 pounds difference at the most between both.
Man,
Stipe's not
Stipe's neck was a
260.
tree trunk.
No, he's not. He usually weighs in about 240.
Yeah, and that's what Jon Jones will weigh in also.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a huge difference there as far as
Cyril
weight.
Gane was a bigger guy, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Stipe has a shot, AJ? You're giving Stipe. Are you picking Stipe? You always pick against Jon Jones. Are you doing it again? It'd be kind of
Look,
crazy this
I'm
time.
saying that if anybody could pull this off, is a guy like Stipe, who's been in that heavyweight division for so long. You know,
Damn, son.
2-time champion. The guy is a beast. And I'll be honest, like the last time I saw him, he didn't look good with the way he was walking. I thought his hip was off. He didn't look great. But just like, you know, in the last week, man, you know, when he was face to face with Jones, I was looking at his neck and I was like, man, I don't think Jones is going to be able to submit Stipe. Mind you, Stipe only has 1 submission, 14 knockouts in his career. If the guy's going to get you with that right, he could put away Jones. No doubt about it. If he gets across Jones's face, he could put Jones to sleep. That's where it lies, man. I think, you know, a lot of people are not giving it to Stipe like we did too. But I think he has a legitimate chance. I found he looked bigger. He looked more solid. He looked more confident. And you know what? There was a little bit of disrespect there too when Stipe put out his hands and Jones didn't shake it. You know, Stipe is like, he's one dangerous dude. But if I had to put all my money down on it, of course, I'm going to go with like Jon
Thank
Jones.
you.
Just for the fact that he's younger.
He's winning.
Like, you know, he has a lot.
Because
Yeah,
he's the greatest of all
magician.
time, and he's for sure winning this fight. Come on. Come
No,
on.
I agree with you. And that's what I'm saying. I got to give some hype to Stipe because he deserves it. But anything could happen on Saturday night. And this is the type of fight that it could happen. Just because he fought Cyril Gane. And I love Cyril Gane. But he's not a guy like Stipe, who's been a war dog his whole career.
Jones is fighting like a guy who wants to lose.
You think so?
He's talking like a guy who wants, not fighting. Sorry, he's talking like a guy who wants to lose. He's saying things like, "After this fight, I want to vacate the heavyweight title and just fight for fun, just have fun fights." He threw out names like Jamal Hill or Derek Lewis or different names, not big fights, but he's talking about fights that you would have, like the fights that he mentioned would be fights that he might have if he were to lose to Stipe and stick around. Like if he loses to Stipe, yeah, you can see him fighting Derek Lewis or Jamal Hill or something like that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but
And the fact that he's throwing these kind of ideas out makes me think like, what's going on here? Something not right? Are you kind of hoping for a loss? What do he doesn't want to defend the heavyweight title. He doesn't want to be the guy just kind of sitting at the top of the mountain waiting for whoever is next up. And of course, the guy who's next up would be the interim champion, Tom Aspinall, which brings us to Aspinall. And I don't blame Tom Aspinall. I blame his fans. I blame his fans and the stupid people that think that Jon Jones would be ducking Tom Aspinall and don't understand Jon Jones' motivations for not taking the fight with Aspinall and not even entertaining the idea. Tom Aspinall has never main evented a UFC pay-per-view. He's never been worthy of a main event. He's fought for a title, interim title, twice. Neither of those fights were the main event of pay-per-views. Co-main event, Tom. Co-main event. Jon Jones gets points on pay-per-view. Why the hell would he fight a guy like Tom Aspinall who doesn't draw? Of course, Tom Aspinall wants to fight Jon Jones, one of the biggest draws in the history of the UFC. And, by the way, the only big money fight that is out there for Tom Aspinall. There's nothing else beyond Jon Jones. So I don't blame him for trying to get that fight going, trying to get the fans excited. But the fans buying into the bullshit and saying Jones is ducking Aspinall is Absolutely ludicrous. This guy has been ruling over MMA for 15 years, crushing everybody, championship after championship. He doesn't stop. He has done the thing where you sit on top with the crown and everybody takes a shot. He has beat challenger after challenger, from the Thiago Silvas to the Anthony Smiths to the Dominic Reyes to the Glover Teixeiras to all the guys that they threw at Jon Jones, to the legends like Lyoto and Shogun and Rampage and Rashad. He beat them all. Gustafsson twice. The only reason Gustafsson got a shot the second time was because the first time he made it look difficult for Jones. He didn't win, but he made it look hard. And that's how dominant Jon Jones has been for over 15 years, which is unheard of in mixed martial arts. No one has ruled over the game at a championship level undefeated like Jon Jones. Not Khabib, not George St. Pierre, not Anderson Silva, not Islam Makhachev. Jon Jones is the one of one. There's only one. He is extremely special. He is the greatest of all time, and it should not even be a debate. If you look at the accomplishments, if you look at the body of work and the years, there's nobody better than Jon Jones. He is by far the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. And for anybody to think that this guy would duck Tom Aspinall is completely out of their mind. People were saying that Jon Jones ducked Francis Ngannou for 3 years. You got to go back and look at what was happening with Jon Jones over that time and where Francis actually was. He wasn't champion for 3 years in the UFC. That never actually happened. He tried to get the championship, and he got beat by Stipe Miocic. Okay? And Jon Jones was inactive during that period, sure. And then Francis came back, and he found his way to the championship, and then he left. He fought Cyril, and then he left. Jon Jones didn't duck Francis. Jon Jones was getting up to heavyweight level, and when he came back, Francis wasn't around anymore. He would have fought Francis. He's not scared of Francis Ngannou, and he's not scared of Tom Aspinall. If you're not scared of Francis Ngannou, I don't think you're scared of Tom Aspinall. No disrespect to Aspinall, but, Francis is a scary dude. He hits
So is Tom
hard.
Aspinall, Dave. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but
Come
Francis
on.
hits really hard,
like,
man. I'd rather fight Tom
Yeah,
Aspinall than Francis Ngannou.
And so does no, absolutely. But if
I
you
think
look
everybody
at
would. Francis is so scary.
like who's better, well-rounded, man? You can't deny that Tom
Yeah,
Aspinall.
okay,
is.
sure. Aspinall's a great fighter. I'm not saying he's not
Yeah,
great.
but Jon
I'm saying
Jones
he's
not
not
scared.
worth Jon
Ridiculous.
Jones' time. He's not scared.
But
He's not
I'll tell
scared.
you what Jon Jones is doing.
There's just no money in it.
I
You
feel
wanna hear
Jon
Jon
Jones when
Jones?
he's. Well, I was gonna say I feel when he says he wants to fight Jamal Hill or Derek Lewis, I think he's trolling a little bit the people, and also he might be secretly like negotiating with the UFC, where the UFC might be telling him, we want you to fight Tom Aspinall," and Jon Jones like, "No, I want to fight Pereira or whatever." So Jon Jones is like, "All right, man, I'll just vacate my title and I'll fight this stupid fight." Like, I don't think he actually believes it. I think he's probably trolling the fans and also sending a message to the UFC that, hey, I'm in control of who I want to fight.
Now, the UFC is in an interesting position, and I totally get what Dana is doing here. Dana is saying that the winner of Stipe versus Jones, if they want to keep fighting, they will have to fight Tom Aspinall. Because this is for the heavyweight championship, and Aspinall is the interim champion, right? Excuse me. So, Dana says the winner has to fight Aspinall. But Jon Jones says, I want to fight Alex Pereira. Because Pereira has done all these things. He's had all these accomplishments. And I'd like to fight him. Because he's a draw, right? Jon Jones recognizes that Pereira is the guy the UFC calls when they need a main event for UFC 300. When they need a main event for this or that, they call Alex Pereira because he sells pay-per-views. People want to see him in a main event.
The biggest draw.
He's a draw.
Sure.
He's maybe the biggest draw in the UFC right now, and he happens to fight
Absolutely.
at light heavyweight where Jon Jones was the king. They could meet somewhere in the middle, some sort of heavyweight fight. have a super fight. Jones is even talking about a BMF title. I think it would be fantastic.
That would
I
be
think it
cool.
would be the fight that everybody would love to see. Can Jones beat Pereira? Can Pereira beat Jones? Like, that is a fantastic matchup. I would love to see that. And that's the fight Jon Jones is saying he wants. He says, I want to fight Pereira next. So you could either get me to fight Pereira, or I could just walk away and not fight anymore. And that's what Jones is putting on the table. The UFC is saying Aspinall. So we'll see what happens after this fight. We'll see if Jones
Look,
wins.
let's
We'll
be
see if
honest.
Jones loses. But if he does win, I think it'll probably be his last fight, because I don't think the UFC
Exactly.
is going to let Jon Jones kill their golden goose. It's going to be like a George St. Pierre, Khabib Nurmagomedov situation, where the UFC didn't want the bigger, better fighter picking on their smaller golden goose and beating them and then walking off into the sunset. Like, the UFC doesn't want Jon Jones to beat Pereira and then be done, and then Pereira's less valuable as a draw, and Jon Jones is not valuable as a draw because he's retired. They don't want that to happen. Just like they didn't want George St. Pierre to get his hands on Khabib, because they knew that George was going to beat up Khabib, and then Khabib couldn't be a draw for them anymore, and George was going to walk away with the Khabib's head on a stick, but they didn't want that to happen. So they're going to push Jones into retirement instead of giving us the fight that we all want to see, which is super unfortunate, but that's how the UFC does business. They should release Jon Jones if he decides not to fight Aspinall. They should, do the right thing, but they won't. Oh, well.
Yeah. No, you're
But,
right. You're right. History always
I think,
proves that, right?
I think it's just absurd for anybody to say that Jon Jones will be ducking Aspinall. And really, I get Jon Jones not wanting to fight him, because what is the point? Listen to the man say it himself.
This great challenge. They want to see greatness challenge. Like, does that entice you at all still?
There's a part of it that does, but if I'm being completely honest, I feel like Tom's been such an asshole that I don't want to do business with him. It's just like his fans have been so annoying, and obviously you don't get this far in a career being affected by fans or whatnot, but he's just an asshole. With his he's 30, so he's from this influencer generation where you hop online and the T-shirt sales and all that. I'm past that type of stuff. I'm like, bro, if you had a little bit more respect, then maybe we could have worked something out, but I just don't even want to do business with him. At the end of the day, this is a business, and fighting me gives him an opportunity to change his life forever. And I don't even want to give him the opportunity. Like, he just played his cards wrong with me personally. And I'm 3 years from being a 40-year-old grown man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, the press conference, going through the whole shebang with him, I'd rather not do. Pereira on the other side, respectful, cool, barely says much. It's like, I'll do business with you. I would risk it all with a human being like you. You actually have the accolades to back up your shit. This other guy is just a big mouth who's hot today. There's been so many guys who's hot today who are just gone. Sergey was in the same position not too long ago. Now he's starting to fall off already. I've just been around this sport too long to give a big mouth who's hot today the opportunity. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you
he's
so
right.
much.
Fucking beautiful.
No, thank you, Jones.
Fucking
No,
beautiful.
he was absolutely right. That was
Thank
that
you,
says
AJ.
it all. That says it all. I'll agree with you on that.
Yep.
But look, how many fights does Jones really have? Like,
So many guys that were
Maybe-
hot today that are just gone. That was the best. They're just
he's-
gone.
He's right. We saw that.
So many guys.
So many, man.
And where's
we
he?
could say-
He's still here. He's still here.
Right. It's true.
So Aspinall, please, bro. Come on. Main event of pay-per-view. Beat somebody. Go on a win streak. Do something. Tom Aspinall should be happy because he's going to become... Tom Aspinall, this is a guy who doesn't understand what he even wants because he keeps saying, it's not about Jon Jones. It's about being the heavyweight champion. I told me dad I was going to be the champion and I have to do it. And I'm like, all right, so then shut up about Jon Jones, because once he beats Stipe, he's going to vacate the title, and you're going to become the undisputed heavyweight champion without even having to fight.
True.
And guess what, buddy? If you did fight Jon Jones, you wouldn't become the heavyweight champion because he'd beat the shit out of you. Because that's what he does. Have you not been paying attention? He didn't have a torn ACL that fucking blew up in a fight, and if he did, he would have still won. That's the difference between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall, is that Jon Jones wouldn't have taken that L to Curtis Blades. He would have found a way. He would have. So, no. I'm tired of this Aspinall bullshit, and it has come to a head this week where it's just relentless on Jon Jones, and we are talking about the greatest fighter that we've ever fucking seen. A man whose career has brought us so much joy and excitement. And we are looking at the end at Madison Square Garden in epic fashion against the greatest heavyweight of all time in the UFC, Stipe Miocic. And all we're talking about is fucking Tom Aspinall, who's never main evented a pay-per-view? I mean, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, but
what are we doing?
But you got Dave. But you got to remember, on their side,
everybody should listen to me because I'm the backup. I'm the interim backup fighter, and everyone should watch me.
Yeah, but you know what? He needs to ham it up. This is the time for him to get some exposure. He could do it through Jon Jones. It's a game. You know that, and I know that. But the thing is that everybody wants to beat the GOAT. But
fight Cyril Gann, pussy. What the fuck, man? What are you
He'll
doing?
fight anybody. Don't say that, though. He'll fight anybody. Tom Aspinall's not ducking anybody.
Fight him. Like, stop fucking around. Like, he's not calling out Cyril Gann. He's not calling out any of the really
calling out the
dangerous
champ.
guys.
Yeah,
he's
man.
calling out
the champ.
who's like 5 years older than him. Who's, I mean,
he's
you know why he's calling out
champ.
Jon Jones.
Because he's the champ. No, I'll disagree there with you. Okay, I completely agree that Jon Jones should not give Aspinall the agree that Aspinall should shut up or anything.
He's ducking
if Aspinall wants to be the top guy, he has to be calling out the top guy. So, and that's what he's doing. So, no, Aspinall is doing what he needs to be done. But like I said last week, he needs a little more on his resume. So, to me, if Jon Jones beats Stipe, the logical fight for him after that is Pereira. And look, if by that time Aspinall has 2 or 3 more wins on his resume against some heavyweights, well, I mean, at some point, man, Jon Jones won't be able to say no, man. Tom Aspinall will be, but right now he doesn't have the resume. Tom Aspinall needs to build up that resume by beating the top heavyweights he could beat.
He has beat Alexander Volkov, Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, and Marcin Tybura. That's who he's beat. And unfortunately for Tom Aspinall, the other names on that list that he could fight next, other than Jon Jones, because he's not getting that fight, by the way. You heard Jon Jones. That shit's not happening. The other guys are Cyril Gann, who he needs to fight, because that's the only fucking fight you could do. Or, look, I'm looking at the top 10. This is the top 10 for you, okay? Jones is the champion. Aspinall 1, interim champion. Cyril Gann 2. Volkov 3. He's already fought Volkov, right? No, yeah, he already fought Volkov. He beat Volkov, okay? So that's kind of not interesting. Sergey Pavlovich, who he beat at 4. Curtis Blades, who he beat at 5. Jailton Almeida at 6. Hey, guys, you guys want to watch a co-main event of a pay-per-view featuring Tom Aspinall and Jailton Almeida for the heavyweight title? Because that's going to happen in 2025. It's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? Like, these are the fights that Tom Aspinall is going to have. So he knows that unless he somehow catches fire and becomes a draw on his own, he's not main eventing shit. Because he has no dancing partner that's going to do any kind of numbers for him. Like Sergey Spivak and Sergey Pavlovich and Sergey Almeida, These guys are not winning fans over. No one knows who these
So
guys are.
he needs to fight Cyril as quick as possible, man. Get
But
that
even
done.
that fight, like, does it main event a pay-per-view?
Yeah,
in Europe.
probably, man.
Maybe in Europe. You got to do that in London or Paris or something. I don't think you can make that
Yeah.
a pay-per-view in America. That's one of those weird pay-per-views. I'm telling you, Fred, that's not like it's not selling, man.
Well, the whole division is a problem right now. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like there's it's a bad time for Tom Aspinall to be in there
Bad time for
because
heavyweights.
there's not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad
Sucks.
time for heavyweights, and it's a bad time for the UFC because you need the heavyweights to really like pull the
Tell you
fans,
what, man.
especially new fans.
The UFC better hope Jon Jones doesn't retire after, because if he retires, the best heavyweight in the world becomes Ngannou. I mean, he never lost his title in the UFC. He just won an impressive fight in PFL. So, I mean, if the UFC should want Jon Jones to keep on fighting, because an argument could be made for Ngannou.
Yeah, but Freddie, how long could he
100%.
go, man? How long could he go? He's 37 years old.
It's not
man.
that old, man.
know-
Look, okay, I'll give you a crazy stat I saw this week. So Jon Jones, his career started in 2008. He has 23 UFC fights. Kevin Holland, his career started in 2018, and he has 23 UFC fights. So, I mean, like, Jon Jones has lost some opportunities out there, man. I think Jon Jones still has some fights in him. I don't think there's that much mileage on his body. Like he's been in a couple of wars, Gustafsson. Like what other war was he really like hurt? You know,
The
like
Vitor
Jon
fight
Jones.
was kind of rough. He busted his arm in the Vitor fight.
Yeah, but I don't see that as really that much damage. That Vitor fight is damage that he healed. You know, that Gustafsson fight.
How about the Chael
that's a
fight
fi-
where he almost lost his toe? He never quite healed from that. His toe's never
True,
been the
the
same.
bone was sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The bone was out.
But I feel his body's still there. Jon Jones still solid physically. Like if he wanted to fight for another 2-3 years, there would be no problem. Like he
Yeah,
could be
but
at the
the
top
thing
of his
is-
game for a couple of years.
I don't think he has much left, honestly, Fred. I think he might have one more after this fight with Stipe. And that one more is going to be something that's going to be lucrative, something that's going to be smart, and something that could seal something, even if he would lose as one of the greatest fighters in the world. And that would be with Pereira. Because
Yes,
you need to
please,
have
Uncle
those two
Dana.
guys.
All I want for
That's-
Christmas is Jones and Pereira.
And that's it. We can't let this slip like everyone else has. Like you said earlier, Dave, like, you know, from George St. Pierre to Khabib and all the rest. We can't see this one slip because if it
It's
is,
gonna
history
slip.
repeats itself
It's
again
not
with
gonna
Dana. I
happen.
know. I'm
you
worried
know it's
about
not
it.
going to
But
happen. If Dana says,
listen,
oh, the winner fights Aspinall, blah, 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 he's not giving Jones what he wants. He already said he's not going to do it. I don't think he's going back on his word.
yeah, Dana's has, man. He said so many things that he's gone back on his word from like
Yeah,
no
come
women
on,
in,
man.
like, the
Dana-
UFC to
Dana-
everything. Come on.
What Dana says changes.
Okay. We'll see. I hope
It's
you guys are
Dana.
right. How about
Dana.
Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler? It's the
Chucky.
co-main event of this thing. Michael Chandler stopped waiting for Conor McGregor and decided to take a fight. Unfortunately, it's up against Charles Oliveira, who did beat him a couple years ago. Back at it. It's a good
Yeah,
fight.
This is it's
Winner
gonna
of
be a
this
good fight.
apparently gets a shot at Islam Makhachev.
I mean, the
What a
first
good
time
fight.
they fought, that was the title fight. That was when Chucky Olives became champion, if I remember correct.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Chandler. And Chandler did well the first round. He did decent, but then Charles Oliveira turned around and, if I remember correctly, tapped Chandler rear naked or something. But
yeah.
anyways, I'm gonna go with a similar outcome where I got Charles Oliveira probably by submission again. Charles Oliveira's a gamer. That fight might be up and down. Like I could see again the same thing where Chandler has a great first round and Oliveira turns it around in the second round. Like this is going to be a fun battle. Both guys like to strike also because Oliveira's a good striker and he likes to get close. And if he could get this into some grappling, I think he's gonna tap Chandler again.
Yep, I think you're right. Although, did he tap him? It was a TKO, I think.
It was a TKO?
Yeah,
Okay,
TKO
I'm
second
mistaken.
round.
Which one was it that he got a rear naked in his championship run there? Didn't he get a...
Poirier, Gaethje,
Ah,
he
okay.
rear naked both of those guys.
Okay.
Could have been the Poirier fight. That was right after, or soon after the Chandler fight. Hell of a run for Chucky Olives in 2021 and 2022 before he fell at the end of that year to Islam Makhachev. The only two guys he's lost to are Islam and Arman Sarukian over the past several years. He's just beaten everybody else at lightweight, and I think he continues that. I think he beats Michael Chandler. I'm not sure exactly, the method of victory, but I think he puts him away. I don't think this one goes the distance. I like Charles Oliveira to win the fight. And let me see. I'm trying to see the over-under. 1.5 rounds. Under
Chandler
minus
likes this.
120, over minus 110. I mean, it's kind of picking either way, but I would say it probably goes over 1.5.
Chandler likes to
I don't know.
start
It's tough.
strong, but sometimes that goes against him. Like he's the type of fighter that when the bell rings at round 1, he's going for it. He's not pacing himself that much. So I could see it finishing early. I doubt it goes to decision. I'll put that way. 1.5 maybe, but I doubt decision.
Yeah,
And-
I've got
and the thing with
Oliveira.
Chandler-
He's the favorite, minus 270. Chandler plus 200. The dog. Chandler hasn't fought in a long time. Like
2
Oliveira.
years now.
Oliveira fought. He had a split decision loss to Arman Sarukian back in April of this year. And Chandler's last fight was a submission loss to Dustin Poirier in November of 2022. So he's waited 2 years
Yep.
for Conor McGregor, who's never showing up.
And that's the thing. Like, you look at Chandler, he's 38 years old now, man. And, a lot of respect to him. He's done great coming into the UFC, even though he lost, but he's put on some pretty good fights. But, it's tough. 2 years out, waiting for Conor because that was your payday, man. Conor never came. You're going to go up against Chucky again. You've lost him. But the thing with Chandler is that he has a hard time against grapplers. So I can see this fight not going the distance, but I could see Chucky submitting him. And I think that's where it's going to go.
Johnny asked a good question. Why did Chandler get booed? Chandler was getting booed by the audience at the press conference. I think he's getting booed because people love Conor.
No,
Yeah,
I think there
absolutely.
was a lot of Brazilians. People were cheering for Charles Oliveira in the crowd.
I think
There was a
people
lot of
also just
flags
love
and all
Charles
that.
Oliveira. I don't know if it's that they're
Yeah.
Brazilian. Like, if I was just a straight fan, right? I'm not doing this. I don't kind of, If I was just a fan, I think I would also boo Michael Chandler and cheer for Chucky Olives.
why?
Who doesn't like
But it
Chucky
wasn't-
Olives? I like Charles Oliveira as a personality more than Michael Chandler from a distance.
Yeah, he's
He
not bad,
seems-
Michael, man.
I have nothing against Michael Chandler, but like the way Oliveira fights and just the way he is on the embeddeds and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I like Oliveira. I like him more than Chandler, I think,
Yeah, but
I don't know why.
I
honestly,
think there
you
was
gotta- you gotta
Brazilians in
feel-
the crowd.
Oh, okay.
There was some flags and everything anyways.
Yeah.
Could
they're
be, but, like,
they're,
look-
they love it.
But why boo Chandler, Dave? I mean, it's not his fault that Conor doesn't want to fight him. Chandler was ready for 2 years.
I don't know why
bud.
boo Chandler. I thought it was just like a personality thing. They just didn't like him because of Conor, and maybe because some of them were Brazilian too. But I don't know. So we're all taking Chucky Olives to win. We're all taking Jon Jones to win. Are we all taking Bo Nickel over Paul Craig?
Whoa. Yeah, Jon Jones.
I
yes.
don't know, man. I'll tell
That's
you
gonna
what.
be a
I
tough
don't
one,
like
man.
the odds. Like if you got $10 to waste, man, maybe put it on Paul Craig, man. Paul Craig's going down in weight also because Paul Craig's a light heavyweight. Usually, no, he fought Ankalaev and
Yep.
all that. I know he's fought before at middleweight. He's
Yeah.
maybe in between both categories, but
Mhm.
he's a big guy. He's a very good grappler in a way that maybe could hurt Bo Nickel because Bo Nickel with his wrestling, he's going to feel confident to go for takedowns. But Paul Craig's the type of guy that feels confident on his back also. Now, Bo Nickel should win, and this should be like a name that he finally puts on his resume. But I'm not going to say Paul Craig doesn't have a shot, man. I don't agree with the odds anyways. I think the odds are a little bit lopsided.
Yeah, Bo Nickel,
Look,
a
he
gigantic
actually-
favorite, undefeated. He is right now minus 1250, the favorite. Bigger favorite than Jones is over Stipe. Jones minus 650, Stipe plus 425. Bo Nickel minus 1250, Paul Craig plus 700. Dang.
And Freddie's got a point. Like, we can't forget that what he did to Ankalaev. I mean, the thing with Paul Craig, he is like some guy that could pull it off at the last second. His grappling game is like phenomenal and whatnot. Well, let's be serious, man. Bo Nickel is a beast. He's gonna take down like Paul Craig at will. He's gonna be like a wet blanket on him. And you know what? Let's not forget his striking is really good. It's improved so much that like Bo Nickel can knock him out. So if Paul Craig wants to play the ground game and Bo Nickel stands up and throws those haymakers, he could knock out Paul Craig. And that's a possibility too. So like you would expect like maybe, the fight to go to distance and he's going to win like every round. It's going to be hard to submit Paul Craig, but I can see him getting knocked out. So if I think Bo Nickel will win this, and I think Bo Nickel has a chance to actually win this by KO.
Yeah, I can see that too. I think Nickel wins, but I agree with Fred. I think Craig is always dangerous. And Nickel, he's going to try and take him down. You land in the guard, you get caught in the triangle, and it's over. Paul Craig is a nasty triangle.
Right?
You got to be careful.
Did you ever think that Ankalaev would have lost to that guy? Ankalaev was like manhandling
Well, that's
him.
it, man. Like Paul Craig, he's very crafty, and a lot of time wrestlers, they don't take care of their heads enough. They just dive right in and they get caught and stuff. And Bo Nickel still has that wrestler mentality where, you kind of don't protect your neck because you're not defending chokes and you're not used to it. And then all of a sudden, I think you'll be careful in the first round, second round, but if it goes into the third round type of thing or late in the second even, start getting a little tired, you don't think about everything you're doing, all of a sudden you're wrapped up and you're tapping. Officially, I'm going with Bo Nickel,
right.
but I think this one could go a variety of ways. Let's go for some parlays here. What do you got, AJ? You got something for me? You got a mega parlay. I know.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I got you want me to start with the mega, or you guys?
Yeah,
want
let's
to start
do
with
the.
micros?
Let's get you over with here. Let's
I'm
go.
a mega.
What do you got?
Listen, man, I'm going to start the night off with Mauricio Ruffi from Peru. This guy's a beast. 28 years old, 10-1, man. Going up against James. I don't even know how to say his name. Lilentop or Lion Top or something like that. But Mauricio Ruffi, man, I think that's a shoe-in right there. And then I'm going to go with Karine Silva. This girl, man, is phenomenal. This girl, she might be a guy, is a beast, man. She's won her first 4 UFC fights. She's the future in the women's division, man. I've seen her fight, and she is phenomenal. So
AJ's
that's
at a
who I'm
point
starting
now where,
off
like,
with.
every female athlete, he's like, I don't know.
No, dude, wait till you see her fight. Wait till you see her
All right,
fight,
I'll
and
take
then
it
tell
easy.
me. Then I'm going to go with put the nickel on the nickel, man. Bo Nickel, bro.
Okay.
Put the nickel on the nickel. Then I'm going with Chucky. And I like Michael Chandler, so, the best to him. And then I shall go with Jon Jones. But I'm not going to, Stipe has, if anybody could demask like the GOAT, it's somebody like Stipe.
Demasking goats. That's what we do here. There's AJ's parlay. It is Charles Oliveira, Mauricio Ruffi. AJ loves a good Ruffi. Bo Nickel.
Oh, yeah.
Jon Jones. Oh, God. And Karine Silva. 20 gets you 51.03. It's actually not a huge payout. What the hell, AJ? You just took a bunch of giant favorites. That's what a parlay is supposed to be.
Man. Listen,
20 gets you 51.03. I was expecting more on a 5-fight parlay, AJ,
Yeah, me too. I was thinking more. But you know what? This is the ones that'll come out, man.
Okay, good. I agree with you. I don't think you're wrong on
Sponsored by Trojan.
anything. What? Because of Jon Jones?
Yeah, Jones. That wasn't my joke, but yeah, I could go there.
You want to have sex with Jon Jones. That's where all the hate
I'm
is
sure,
coming from. I get it.
Those strippers can agree too when he tried to rob them.
All right. Fred, before AJ gets us in worse trouble than we're already in, what do you got for me?
Yeah, like this is a fun card with a lot of good matchups and all that. But as far as gambling, the odds aren't great. So I'm going to go with something that doesn't pay much, but I feel kind of confident. Jon Jones, Charles Oliveira.
That's pretty good. That's a solid 2-fight
Yeah.
parlay. 20 gets you 31.62. You are right as far as the gambling
Yeah.
goes. It's like not a great payout card. There's Fred's parlay. It's not great. I don't love it.
Short but sweet, man.
I don't love it. There it is.
I mean, there's a lot of, like, as far as the odds, there's a lot of lopsided fights, it seems.
Yep.
You know?
Let me give you a little something. Let's see if I could spice this up. I'm going with Jon Jones and Charles. You know what? I'm not even. Yeah.
Go
yeah.
for it, Dave. Put a little bam in there, man.
Jones, Charles, Bo Nickel. Okay? I'm doing
That's
that.
it?
No. And then I'm also going with. AJ, are you ready for this?
Don't tell me you're going to the prelims.
I'm going to the prelims, baby.
Jesus.
I'm going with your boy, Eric Anders, to beat
What?
Chris
Roll
Weidman.
Tide?
Roll
Wow,
Tide,
that's going to
baby.
be a good one.
I believe that Anders gets the job done over Chris Weidman.
You know what?
I don't see it anymore.
I kind of agree with you, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And the odds
Yeah.
on that are not so bad. Charles Oliveira minus 270. Bo Nickel minus 1250. Eric Anders minus 125 over Chris Weidman. That's not bad. Jon Jones minus 650. It's a plus 207 parlay. 20 gets you 61.48.
Yeah,
My
almost
parlay
double,
paid out
bud.
the best somehow.
Well,
It's
over,
a
yeah.
4-fight
double
parlay
and
with
above.
Eric Anders on it. How do you like
Yeah, that's
that?
not bad. That's a good payout.
Yeah, I
But
spiced
Roll
it up
Tide
for
has
you.
to come out, man.
Roll
Like,
Tide.
Weidman is still there. Roll Tide.
Yeah,
But,
he is,
you know
but
what?
I mean, I think Anders has a pretty good shot. No,
I understand why they're not the main event on the prelims. It's kind of weird. Like, you got Weidman, a name that's known, and you got Eric Anders, which he has a pretty good following.
yeah.
You know, it's kind of weird.
Well, speaking of weird, tomorrow night I'll be on here talking pro wrestling with Johnny North, and we're going to be watching Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. It's going to be a super weird night tomorrow, and it'll be right after SmackDown, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Ringside Report Network. I'll be here. Johnny will be here. AJ will be somewhere, maybe. We'll see.
Outside.
Outside.
I'll be
And
at
then
10
Freddie and
1
I will be
knocking
back
your
on
door.
Saturday night for the UFC 309 watch along. We're going to be watching UFC 309 with you, breaking down all the action as it comes, and doing the damn thing, having a damn party over here on the Ringside Report Network. I want to thank all the members for checking in. Special thanks to Antoinette.
Antoinette from T.O.
gifting a
She's coming
membership
in next
to
week.
Andrew Patterson, new member over at join.ringsidereport.net. Thank you,
Patterson.
Antoinette. Thank you,
Isn't that the
Antoinette,
wrestler?
for the support. Leor as well, member of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. Thank you, Leor. Thank you, Antoinette.
Leo.
I didn't see Angelo. Oh, there's Angelo. Thank you, Angelo. There he is. And all our new viewers, Rogue. DJ Bourne
man.
likes your Michael Andretti car, Fred.
DJ.
It's not Michael Andretti. That's
Oh.
Ayrton Senna.
Oh,
Oh, one of the best, man.
It's
There
that,
you
well,
go.
Rest in
hey,
peace,
since
man.
he's going to talk about it, man, I'm going to show it.
ooh.
That's it, Freddie. Show those wheels, man. DJ.
This was one of the most fun builds I have done with my Legos. I love.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Look at Freddie go, man. Look at this guy go. What? You built that?
Ooh.
That's pretty
man.
sweet, man.
This was one
That
of the
is
best, most fun build I've done.
Don't get your kids around that, or else it'll be a rebuild again. That is pretty cool, man. DJ, man.
They should do more, man. They should do a Dale Earnhardt one. They should do a Gilles Villeneuve. They should do a bunch of them.
They should
Ayrton
do
Gilles
buy them
Senna.
all.
Villeneuve,
McLaren.
man. A Michael Schumacher. Do they have the Schumacher?
No, they pretty much only have Ayrton Senna.
Schumacher, one of the greatest like drivers of all time. Come on, man. Like the goat of driving, man. Hey, DJ, man.
Okay, cool.
Schumacher. Agree
Well,
with me.
very
One
cool.
Of the best.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we will be back here
Hey, don't
tomorrow
be a
night,
hater,
10 p.m.
man.
Eastern Time. And then again, Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. a big weekend here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website